Okay. Good Shabbos, everyone. My name's Deanna DeArkland. I am the VP of Youth and Education on the board, and I have the honor of doing the announcements this evening. So just a reminder, in observance of Labor Day holiday, there's no religious school this Sunday, and preschool and the offices are closed on Monday. Oh, I'm hearing myself on the live feed. Next Friday night, September 9th, it's our kickoff Parents' Night Out for pre-K through third grade. And parents, if you can leave your kids for free babysitting with our Madrahim until 10 p.m. while you enjoy a night out at Parkway Tavern. And for more information, you can email Haley or call her in the office. On Saturday, September 10th, CNT's Our Gen group is also hosting a night at the Mob Museum underground. There's a speakeasy and a distillery, and it'll take place at 7:30, start at 7:30, and then live jazz at 8 p.m. And this event is free with a password, which you'll get the day of the event if you RSVP to Shauna at shaunabrody@gmail.com by Friday the 9th. Oh, no. On Saturday, September 17th, I have more, but you wrote your name, so I was going to let you do it.
Okay, let me do that. Yeah, let me do that. I'll do it. You go ahead.
Okay, on Saturday, September 17th, we'll ring in the holidays with an innovative Shlichot service at 7:30 p.m., and it will include outdoor drum circle and a ceremonial changing of Torah mantles.
That's it.
And that is it. I don't know.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, that's good. That's good. We should give you a round of applause. You did it. She's tired. Okay. Well, listen. Thank you very much. Well, we've got a couple more announcements for you. You ready for these? 2 exciting announcements. Not that the other ones weren't exciting. We have a brand new Torah commissioned for the first time in the history of Congregation Ner Tamid. And so it is a cause of a huge celebration. The Torah has already been started to be worked on, and it'll be ready in February, God willing. But the scribe, Moshe Druin, who's coming to do restoration work on our other Torahs, will also be there for the kickoff, and I need everyone here September 21st. What day? All right, everyone say yes, Rabbi. I need everyone there September 21st. Yes, Rabbi. All right, you are now committed. 4:45 is kind of the parent-student program for 45 minutes, and at 5:30 right here in this sanctuary, it'll be the big kickoff. And I know it'll mean a lot to the donor family, the Chernikoffs, to me, to Cantor, to this congregation, for everyone to say, we want to be a part of this Torah project. So it'll be amazing. Now, you all know that we have this great social media maven, right? Leslie on staff. Did you see the latest bulletin? Is that amazing? Let her know it was amazing. I cannot believe, Cantor, you are managing to bring out Elton John and Billy Joel to, is that amazing?
Yeah, can you guys believe it?
And you wonder why your dues are high. Billy Joel, Elton John, who are some of these other people?
Queen, Matisyahu, Adele, Aretha Franklin.
So what's the story? Are they coming, or what's going on?
They're not coming. I asked them to come, but they said they couldn't make it.
They couldn't make it? They were busy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, but you've all heard Eddie and the Shabbaton, so they're going to do the music of these amazing people. And we had our first rehearsal on Wednesday, and I'll be honest, I was like, I don't think this is going to happen. Like, it's too hard. How can we do anything?
You were a doubter?
Like Queen? Like, how do you cover Queen? But then,
I don't know.
But then we did the piece, and I was like, this is going to be great. So you should come for it.
All right, Eddie, can I put you on the spot? Can you play anything? A little hint.
That's really
no.
putting him on the spot.
Try it again.
Oh.
That is Adele, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, and I've done that one before, so.
We got another one
good
coming
one.
to mind?
Do you have, you can't put him on the spot like that.
I did.
He doesn't have his
That's
music with
Eddie.
him.
This guy is like amazing. See, look.
How about, do you have, yeah.
Okay, now I'm coming. There we go, a little upbeat. That's good.
What you want?
Oh, really?
CNT's got it. What you need?
Oh, really?
You know we've got it.
All right, keep
All
going.
we're asking is for a little Shabbat when we get home. Yeah, baby. That's it. That's your teaser.
All right, now you guys all coming? All right, we're coming.
SHABBAT.
All right. September 16th, special time, 6:15. All right. Wonderful. All right, thanks, Eddie. I know I
Yeah.
put you on the spot. But
That was rude, Rabbi.
I know, but he's good for it.
Okay, he is.
He's good for it. All right, maybe we should start services. What do you think?
Probably.
All
Unless they
right.
want to be here all night for the comedy show.
Okay. How about Shalom Aleichem? There's no
Sounds good.
comedy
Let's
in
welcome
that.
the angels in. They can help us.
Okay.
This little different melody of the beloved Debbie Friedman of Blessed Melody.
Is this Elton John? What?
It's not Elton John.
Oh, okay.
Page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We call to the Bima Bela Martin and her family. We have her mom, Shannon, and her sister, Davi, to welcome the light of Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles. Page 120, 121.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, So may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav
v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Page 125. You know, in the Jewish calendar, we count towards Shabbos. So Sunday is Yom Rishon, it's the first day. Here we are in Shabbos. So when I read 125, it really speaks to me about how quickly the week has gone by. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. 138, L'chadodi.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise to greet the Shabbat bride, verse 9.
We face the doors to welcome the Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. We remain standing on page 146 for Baruch Hu. Yai lai 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 lai.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la la la.
Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai
Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Leolam Vaed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Leolam Vaed. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flower flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season guide. Your breath guides in the sail of the stars, creator of the tide at the same and light. Your guide the current of the day into night, as heaven spans to infinity. You set its course for eternity. Praise you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari Varavi.
As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzabecha hayom al levavecha v'shivnotam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'techa uv'letavta b'dereh uv'shamecha uv'kumecha l'shamtam leot al yadecha v'hayu letatofot b'neinecha uv'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru v'ashitem et kol mitzvotai v'yotkem kedoshim le'ochem Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim, leot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Standing on the parted shore of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that whenever we go, it's eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way, that promise, passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai, who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקעי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Who is like you? Adonai, who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Bela's got a fan club over there trying to make faces at her, so they're going to hear it from me later tonight. So this is why it's the warm-up. They're trying to get you off your game, but don't let them, okay? All right. Anytime a teenager is happy here and having fun, I'm cool with it. Just don't mess it up for Bela.
No, they're fine.
Okay, but before we get to that, she's like already pushing for the next prayer. We have to call them up for the prayer that you wanted to do with everybody. V'shomru.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we call up anyone who is in religious school, a madrachim for religious school, knows what religious school is, to help lead us in V'shomru along with Bela. It's a little warm up for tomorrow morning, or not, I said it again, tomorrow afternoon. We're going to do Yismechu, which is our usual, oh, Josh is going to come up too, okay. Our usual Shabbat bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah dance off, which it has a cool dance, which we'll teach you tomorrow at Bela's bat mitzvah. But on the same theme, on the same page number, which is 162, we have Vishamru, which is the same idea about keeping Shabbat and the joy that it brings us when we keep Shabbat. So now you're all back there, like you've never done this before? Okay, all right. So it goes like this. You can do it from your seat, but the thing is that you have to participate in the dance moves as well, because it brings them joy to watch you as much as it brings you joy to watch them. So it's very simple. You just go, Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, and again, La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam. And there's some fun stuff in the verses that you can do too, but it's very simple. This is, again, the warm-up, because the hard one is tomorrow night. Here we go, Eddie.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam Beini Uvein B'nei Yisrael Oti Le'olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam Ki sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai et HaShamayim v'Toretz Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam Uvayom Hashvi Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Vayinafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam. Last time, let me hear you. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat lidorotam Berit Olam.
Oh yeah, that's good, with the jazz fingers at the end. I like it. Very good. All right, now you're really warmed up and ready for Shabbat. Thanks, guys. I got to find the original picture of when we learned this in Sunday school, and the kids created the choreography, and they were all wearing sunglasses. It was very cute. So we rise on page 164 for our Amidah prayers.
Adonai sefiv type tivta ufia gitehilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'konei Hakol V'zoher Hatseavot V'imaot Umevi Givula Livnei V'nehem Lemon Shemo Be'apa Melech Ozera Umashia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham V'Zera Tzara Bor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Leoshia Morid Hatol Mehakel Hayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Ramim Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Giverot Umidom Elah Melech Mimit Umechayeh Umatzmiah Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah L'chayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue in silent prayer through page 180, using the words on the right or the left side of the page, or the words within your heart. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated. If you're watching us on the live stream, we invite you now to submit the names of those you are thinking of tonight for healing prayers. You can put those in the chat.
Take a moment. I think all of us have loved ones, friends, distant and near, who are in need of our prayers. If I collected all the names, it would be too long. I wish it was too short. So we think of those we care so much about. And as we say their names to ourselves or out loud, the Misha Berach is for them. For those who struggle with matters of the heart, the mind, addiction too. Our prayers are for them. For those who are caregivers who give of themselves tirelessly so that their loved ones might be given hope and strength in their time of need. This Mishaberach is for them as well. Given to us in the office, Bessie, Jean-Marc Chaubert, Logan Knapp, the Knapp family, Valerie Rocher, Yirmiyahu Ben Sarah, Angela Thompson, Dory Kurtman, James Aronofsky, Harvey Katz. If you'd like to say the name of someone close to you for Misha Barak, please stand, say their names. I always think of my sister Dina Cantor.
John Dalla, Gary Jacobs, Rebecca Sheftel, David Roth, Lucy Roth, Michael Bass, Don Azale, Karen Delvecchio, Jeremy Hutchins, Karen Beth, Zara Leah, Martin and Arlene Kesselhout, Brad Gilbert, Bourne Dumont, Alexander Yahir, Dick Hyman, Julie Spanier, and Vincent Rodriguez. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Good Shabbos again, everyone. So this past week, I was out of town. I broke my own golden rule. If you read the bulletin, you understand. My no traveling on August, September, October policy was broken because my wife and I, Ken O'Hara, we celebrated 40 years of marriage. Applause, yay. So what did we do? We went to that paradise, New Jersey. That's true. We went to New Jersey. And I'll talk a little bit more at the high holidays about this trip, but suffice it to say, we went there to see dear friends who we have been friends with for 40 years. Here I go to seminary. It is my 4th year out of a 5-year program, and here my friend went to become a doctor of pharmacy, and his wife a nurse, and my wife, she was renting. That was it. She was renting the apartments to them, and that's how we all met, despite the fact that the apartment had cockroaches. Okay, but that's a whole nother story. We still became friends for 40 years. and there's more to the story. So we get to talk, and I said, I got a lot of pressure here. In like 2 days, I got to do a sermon. This is the rabbi's pressure, Let's have a little pity party for me. Every week, we got to come up with something. So my friend Ann says, I got one for you. There's something from Facebook. I said, what is it? And she read it for me. And I'm going to read it to you. And then afterwards, we got to discussing. And I said, you know what? I think I got something here. I'm going to just call Ann every week and say, Ann, I need a sermon topic. And before you know it, it's going to be, she'll be my muse for the next, 10 years. So what she pulled was something that spoke to her. And I hope it speaks to you. And then I'm going to kind of do what I always do, a little rabbi twist. So this was what was posted on Facebook. A few days ago, while at the pool, I watched a young mama and her little daughter enter the pool area dressed in very nice coordinating swimming suits. The mom, with her perfect loose curls, tied up in a coordinating scarf, spent the first few minutes talking loudly on her phone to a friend while her daughter stood waiting to get into the pool. Mom ended the phone call and proceeded to spread out pool toys and sunscreen on a matching towel. Then, after finding just the right angle and the right light, Mama pulled out her tripod and took a few selfies with her daughter. The little one asked to get into the pool. Mom said, wait, and then posed her daughter in front of the pool. Then going into the pool and then coming back out of the pool. Little one smiled big and said, cheese, like she had done it 1,000,000 times. Then Mama told her, go ahead and play. The little one walked in and swam around for a couple of minutes. Mama called a friend on her phone and began another conversation while little one politely and repeatedly asked, Mama, can you come in the water with me, please? And she was ignored. Mama, come play with me, she asked 4 more times. Mom glanced over at her but never got off the phone, and after 10 minutes, Mama ended her call. Collected the sunscreen that was never applied, the water toys that never touched the water, and then her daughter left the pool. I sat there thinking about what I had witnessed for a while afterwards. I imagined the photo she took being perfectly edited and posted to social media with a caption like, pool time with my girly girl, or #making memories. Somewhere, another mama is going to be at home with her children, the house a mess from their play, her hair unruly from a day of mothering, and her clothes dirty with spit up or peanut butter. She's going to be tired because she spent her day cooking, caring, cleaning, and playing with her children. She's going to look at that photo and she's going to compare herself to the perfect mama at the pool. The adversary is going to whisper into her ear, you're not good enough. You don't look like the mama at the pool. You don't have money to buy expensive swimming suits like that, and you don't have time to make memories like she does. And that young mama is going to believe it. She's going to feel like a failure. She'll never know that how she spent her time that day was so much better in her children's eyes than that perfect mama at the pool. What we see on social media isn't always real. Sometimes and often it's a complete setup. It's staged and filtered and it's counterfeit. Sometimes we do see absolutely real photos of vacations in beautiful homes and freshly done hair, but it's just one moment. It's the very best moment out of a whole day spent much like our own, working and cleaning up messes. And she concludes, moms, don't compare yourself. You are enough. You are amazing. And the very best part is that you are real. Your dirty shirt and your messy house and your happy children are real, and they are proof that you are doing it right, and you are good enough. That spoke to me for a lot of reasons. I could say, let's talk amongst ourselves, but I'll give you my spin on it. social media can create a standard we just can't live up to. And the sooner we realize that, the better off we are. And sometimes I tell people, just turn it off, right? Because here are all these happy people, and our life isn't going as happily as some of these people. But on the other hand, there's a part of us that is happy, at least at that moment, and we want to share with people. Look, I have a new baby. I have a bat mitzvah. My grandkids got married. Both are true. Both are true. Sometimes we look at television, and it's a contrast. On social media, it seems to me most people want to portray life is happy and beautiful. And then you turn on the news, and it's life is unhappy. Life is crabby. Switch off, switch off, switch off. There's a guy from The Office, John Krasinski. He spent COVID on YouTube publishing uplifting stories. And as you know, I spent a couple years in the time of Corona trying to write the same thing. Enough, enough. Let's have a little uplift. So I don't know if social media would work if we just put up all the craziness. But it's also a standard that we can't meet, that sometimes when we know we can't meet that Facebook perfect picture, that we feel a little bit like a failure. My friend, Ann and Lane, married 40 years. Ann, superwoman. Her husband, he has ALS. And so I think she was feeling a little bit like, my life is messy. It's not on the beach. I want to say, Ann, don't watch Facebook. You are a superwoman. You are. You're holding yourself to a standard that can't be met. Like I said, more about this at High Holidays. But we're Jewish, and we're in the month of Elul. So what is Elul about? Elul has a slightly different message. The message of Elul, which is the month leading up to Rosh Hashanah, is, I love you, says God, but there's room for improvement. It's not accurate or even healthy to say, you are perfect just the way you are, because that ain't true. But it's not healthy either to say, your life is a total mess. And so Judaism tells something really important. It says we have two pockets. In one pocket, there's a piece of paper, and you take it out, and it says, I am but dust and ashes. I'm nothing. I'm dust and ashes. And on the other piece of paper, it says, for you the whole world was created. That is the balance of life. That is the balance of Elul. It is to realize that within each one of us is this great potential for great moments and a great life. And the realization that we can be better, we can do better. And it's not about self-esteem. We shouldn't listen to those little voices that pull us apart and speak to us in negativity. But it is about those voices that say, maybe you said something you shouldn't have said. Maybe you weren't as sensitive as you should have been. Maybe there's something you could have said to your mom or your dad that made them feel a little bit appreciated instead of taking them for granted. It is about opening our eyes and seeing not Facebook or some news story on television, but seeing directly into our own hearts and soul and looking for the truth. Because when we don't look for the truth, we don't see ourselves. And if Facebook is seeing an idolized picture of ourselves, great. But Elul is about not social media, not television. It is about soul searching. And that is our mission right now. People are surprised to know that we do have a word called sin in Judaism. Now, we don't use it like other religions, and it's not quite the same. But imagine if you were an archer and you pulled back and you're aiming right in the center and you miss the mark. Not a bullseye, far from it. That is the analogy of hate, of sin in Judaism. It is trying to hit the mark and missing it. And your goal is to get better so that you can hit that bullseye, even though you know most of the time you're going to miss it. It is in the act of trying, the self-awareness of trying to be better. That is our way. That is our way. So we don't feel bad about ourselves. Mm-mm. We know we're but dust and ashes. And we don't become so proud and devoid of humility. For me, the whole world was created. We find the balance. That's why we have two pockets, but we have but one heart. And so I end with this little story from our tradition. Very, very famous rabbi, Rabbi Zusia. This guy was unbelievable, and he had so many people learning and listening to him. But he was very humble, and he dies, and he goes to meet his maker. He says, God, I'm a failure. Zusia, what do you mean? What do you mean you're a failure? God says, I know I taught students Torah. Not only did you teach them, Zusia, you taught them well, and you raised disciples, and you brought people closer to me. It was amazing, Zusia. But God, I was not Moses. Zusia, says God, I never asked you to be Moses. I only asked you to be Zusia. That's all we are asked. Be your authentic self. Shabbat Shalom.
I have a PS to your Devar Torah. So every Elul, I've missed the last couple of years, but I had this tradition that I would get off social media to refocus. And when my life kind of came to a head last week, I decided, I think this is probably a good year to restart that tradition. So if you want to join me in the challenge, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like if you find that you need to check it or you need to see if it's somebody's birthday or whatever, you can go on. But
what's the challenge?
The challenge is to kind of try to refrain from social media for the month of Elul and see, kind of check in with yourself and see how, if you were able to find a more authentic version of yourself at the end of it.
Very good.
And you can make mistakes, and you can still check it if you need to.
All right, so if you don't like my postings, I'll understand.
Exactly, yeah. I've missed a lot of birthdays in the last week. My apologies.
Very nice. 586, Aleinu, let us rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. If you are thinking of someone who has passed away, it's recent or an anniversary of someone's death, or they're just in your heart at this moment, we invite you to submit their names in the chat if you're watching online, on YouTube, or on Facebook.
So we think of those who have died in recent days. Jack Belofsky and Leo Schoenfeld. We lost two good ones. And the yortsites of Howard Aberman, my uncle John Akana, Elaine Barnett, Jerome Borochoff, Sammy Braun, Jenny Cavadlo, Nikki Devine, Ruth Enton, Carl Fishbein, Frederick Goldstein, Howard Goldstein, Adolf Grief, Fanny Grief, Leo Fromson Handler, Sam Kabikoff, Stanley Klein, Joseph Lang, Lena Levy, Irene McConey, David Price, Fern Premack, Sylvia Roeder, Chaim Roth, Sylvia Rubin, Irving Rubenstein, David Schweitzer, Mary Annie Tobiansky, Eugene Van Dyke, Mark Vogel, Celia Watman. If you'd like to say the name of someone who is not mentioned for Kaddish or Yortzeit, please stand to say their name.
Moshe Dome, Gili Chen, Savta Blanca, Jesse Burns, David Villarreal, Don and Faye Feldman, Joaquin Gutierrez, Murphy Rex.
Think of my mother, who passed away this year, Marja Axelrod, and we all rise, 598. Yit Kadal, V'yit Kadash, Shmei Rabbah, V'yalma Divrach Hirutei V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon V'yomechon Chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Magalav Izman Kariv V'yamru Amen, Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Omei Almaya, Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yit Ba'ar V'yitramam V'yit Nasei, V'yit Hadar V'yit Allah V'yit Alal, Shmei Dekusha B'richu, Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tush Bechata V'nechemata, Damiram B'yalma V'yamru Amen. Yehi Shlom Rabba Min Shamaya V'chayim, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mramav, Hu Ya'asei Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. May be seated.
So we want to thank our accompanist, Eddie Birch, on piano. We want to thank our shamus, Del Acosta. We want to thank our staff tonight, our executive director, Eddie Simon, and of course, Lee, our maintenance aficionado, and our security tonight as well, and the rabbi. He never gets on the list.
And the cantor. You never make the list either.
I know.
What
They never
chopped
thank
liver?
us.
What chopped liver?
All of you for being here. And of course, we want to thank the Martin family for our oneg, and we get to celebrate Bela this Shabbat. And I feel like we're missing somebody, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. We just thank
You
everyone
could also
for being
thank me
here.
for on sound, because we
Okay,
don't have
that was
Alex
good.
to thank on sound.
All right. I look out here. Is there anyone who is visiting or recently joined the synagogue that wants to kind of introduce themselves? You've been a member 30 years and you think no one knows you, want to reintroduce yourselves. Anyone?
You're quiet tonight.
They're quiet? No one? All right. You had your chance.
Oh, and the Challah Queen of Henderson made the
Challah
Challah
Queen.
tonight. We haven't seen her work in quite
The
a while.
Challah Queen of Henderson. Is that a new Netflix show?
I know it should be, but
Okay.
Cassidy, heard made the Challah tonight,
Okay.
so we get to
well,
try that.
Then Cassidy should come up.
There's two Challah Queens from back in the
Well, then they
pandemic,
should
but
come up.
but Cassidy is the OG. She's the original.
All right. All right, religious school kids, come on up and join the cantor for the challah. And the challah queen has to come up too. Cassidy, you have to come up. She's not coming up. That's a problem if the baker doesn't come up.
Baruch
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei Pori Hagafen. Amen.
No, that one isn't cut.
I know, that's the one that. I get you first. Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
How about we let Bayla have some challah, guys?
You want to try it? Okay. It's delicious.
Sorry, I didn't see you behind me.
So we have one special announcement before we go to our closing song. Sarah, who is our bat mitzvah for next week, is going to talk about her mitzvah project.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Sarah Saywitz, and next week I'll be having my bat mitzvah. For my mitzvah project, I will be collecting toys and other supplies for UMC Children's Hospital. I thought this would be a great way to help those around me. Some of the items I'm collecting include art supplies, books, board games, newly purchased stuffed animals and blankets, nonviolent action figures, dolls, and other toys and supplies for infant, school-age, and teenage patients. I would be beyond grateful if you could donate some of these items, along with the items listed on the box out in the hall. If you would like to donate, this box will remain for the rest of September. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Right.
Our closing song is Rabbi's favorite, May There Be Peace in the World for All of Us. Oh, say Shalom. Oh, say Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say Shalom bimromav, say Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi, I'll see you at Torah study at 8:45 online, right?
That's right.
Okay.
All right. And
And Bela will be called to the Torah at 5:30 tomorrow.
All right. And where is our oneg? Where is the oneg? It is in the lobby.
Okay.
So we'll meet you right there. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Make a pumpkin spice one.
Yes, that's what we'll do. Maybe, yeah.
Her name wasn't on the list, that's why I didn't know. And I'm fumbling over my words because I could hear myself in stupid names. I didn't say, like, I didn't introduce the bar mitzvah.
Oh.
Because, I don't know, it wasn't on the list. And he was rushing me. And I could hear my own voice and it was throwing me off. Like in the feedback. I was like, I should have moved.
Woo. Day one done.
Come on, done.
I don't think so.
No, it's great.
We were somewhere one Shabbat and they had
Did they?
Yes. And the kids were drinking it, or they were gonna drink it, like, or something like that.
I think the synagogue we used to go to in Mississippi
Yeah.
did wine.
Everyone was like,
Yeah, your own your
Yeah,
hot
I'll take it.
stuff. You can totally do it.
Look, you're in
Yeah.
the mic.
Hello.